Well, there's lots of interest in the lower priced EVs here in Australia, and leading the charge at the moment is the BYD Atto 3. So we're doing our second video on the Atto 3 with an owner who's recently picked the car up from the Indooroopilly Experience Centre. So we're going to have a chat today about just how the buying experience was for him picking the car up and what he thinks of the car now that he's had it for a couple of weeks. So stay with us. Oh, and I forgot to mention today, I've got a wingman, so the little guys come along for a look and I'll be helping out with the videos. Welcome to Electric Car Australia, the Aussie YouTube channel for those people interested in electric vehicles and also sustainable living technologies. Well, as we mentioned, we're here in a lovely eastern suburb of Brisbane, not far from my place, and we've got a brand new owner of the BYD Atto 3, Mel.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
And yeah, we're going to
my granddaughter, Brooklyn.
Granddaughter Brooklyn, yeah. As I said, we've got some wingmen today, and this is Marley helping
apprentices.
Today. That's right. That's right. So, Mel, you've got the BYD Atto 3. Which model did you decide on?
I got the long range version. I thought, well, for resale value, eventually, not many people will be interested in short range.
Yep.
Probably the long range, and by then, battery technology will have improved, where long range will become the norm rather than the exception, which is what it is now.
Yeah, definitely. I think the longer range one is definitely going to be more attractive. And what other models did you compare it against? I assume, is it your first EV?
It's my first EV. It's been an 8-year journey.
Wow.
Starting with hydrogen.
Yes, okay.
Morphing to Toyota range of hybrids.
Right,
then the Nissan range of hybrids, and then eventually over to, through your channel and another channel, deciding on now going pure EV, and I was definitely not interested in Tesla.
Yes, yeah.
For various reasons, but just not interested in Tesla.
Yeah, look, Tesla is a little bit of a different game. Obviously that very minimalistic feel inside, so it is a step change in that way, and the pricing is obviously a bit more up there.
Right. So I looked at the Kona.
Yeah.
I looked at the Polestar. Beautiful car though.
Yes, yeah, I like the ride in the Polestar. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful car, and the Hyundai. That's a Honda Kona. What was the other one? The EV6. EV6,
yeah.
Yeah. Looked at that one too, but I couldn't get a drive in it.
Okay, yeah, they're rare as hens too.
Yeah.
What about the old Nissan Leafs?
Not interested.
Didn't consider it? Yeah.
Not interested. Too old school for me.
Old school, yeah. Battery technology still
old school.
Water cooled, yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
Too dangerous.
They were great when they first came out, but they've certainly dropped the ball and they fell way behind in that. So we'll see when the Nissan Aria finally makes its way to Australia. We're getting some good reports on that one, but obviously a little way away yet for us here. So what are your overall thoughts? You've had it a couple of weeks now? 1 week, okay.
1 week.
So still...
I've just done 500 kilometres.
Okay, well, you're up there.
and it's my first white car, ever.
First white car? So you're not a fan of white cars, usually?
Well, I thought I better get a white car sometime. I was tempted for the blue or the red, but I've had blue and red cars all my life.
So you're mixing it up, and we've got a dark grey one beside us here.
Yeah.
The Pathfinder?
It's fair contrast.
Yeah.
But I don't know, is it white, is it silver? Is it grey? It just depends on the light.
Yeah, and you'll notice it's a bit of an overcast day here. We've just started to get a little bit of light rain, so yeah, it's not a very bright day, so they do change colour out when they're in the sun, aren't they? So what's going to be the primary use of this car? Is this going to be the city runaround or the... Yeah,
a bit of that. It's kind of become also a de facto wife's car since the price of fuel's gone up. So instead of her jumping in the Nissan Pathfinder to pop over and see the grandkids or do whatever, she jumps in mine now. So otherwise I would have done about 300 kilometres this week. She's done 200.
Well, it certainly makes sense, doesn't it? With the cost of fuel, their efficiency with the regen braking around town, they make more sense. But like us, you've still got the other one for either longer trips and towing.
And holiday,
that sort of stuff.
I surf, so I go down the coast, so I do those longer runs down this Gold Coast or up to the Sunshine Coast.
Yep.
Which is interesting because I then are able to test out my lane assist and my automatic controls with respect to staying in the lane and staying a certain distance from the car in front. And
sort of stuff.
it's very interesting. You go about 5 seconds before it starts squealing at you.
Beeping and stuff.
Get your hands back on the wheel.
Yeah. So what's the main differences you've found to a petrol or diesel car? Obviously, maybe some of the technology is a bit newer, but is there, like for the driving style, is there things that jump out at you?
Well, I'm coming out of a Honda, which was a default car.
Accord or a Civic or?
No, Accord, but it was only a 4-cylinder Accord.
Okay.
So of course, the power, the acceleration, the passing, and what have you. Mind you, it's not the fastest car I've owned. I had a very fast Alfa Romeo at some stage.
Nice.
It was very nice. It was a sure police attractant.
Yes, can imagine.
Yeah, police attractant.
So you've had a variety.
And it was red too, so there you go. That was a further attraction.
Yeah, really stand out.
But no, this is just so smooth. I love the smoothness and the effortlessness of it. Of the journey.
And they're quiet too, aren't they? There's no, you don't feel any of the transmission or that piston engine sort of vibration.
Even in an automatic, you feel that slight lunging as you're going through. But this one, there's nothing, and I love the braking too. This doesn't have severe regen braking, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one pedal driving, which I appreciate. I don't want one pedal driving.
And that's a personal thing, so I do recommend you do go and test drive some cars. And even rent, there's a lot of EVs now that you can rent, so maybe have it for a couple of days or even a week. Take it away on a big road trip so you can get a feel for it. It may not be the vehicle that you're going to buy, but at least it gives you some comparisons and things. You can rent Polestars, MG ZSs, Teslas obviously, so there's starting to become a decent range in Australia that you can rent.
I love the comfort too, by the way. It's very comfortable inside. The interior's comfort.
Yes.
The interior is very comfortable. Yes, you either love the interior because of the design or you hate it.
Yes.
But what I love about it is it makes you make a choice. You just don't get in there and you're not neutral. Do you like it? Do you like the interior?
I love it.
You like it?
You like the interior?
We'll open the door in a minute and have a look because Marley hasn't had a look, so we'll get his thoughts. I believe BYD's got an ocean theme happening, so that's sort of the different models of cars are going to have various different themes in there. So it's got that sloping, wavy sort of.
It does.
So that's the thinking behind the designs. Is there anything you don't like? Anything that you've sort of you thought would be better than it is, or just something that you've experienced that you think, wow, I guess they've done that?
I guess it has to do with the process of buying and the process of handing over.
Okay, so more the buying experience, not so much.
I'm used to I'm used to dealership. I'm used to to being treated lovely as you walk in to buy your car and be given a great big wad of documents and here's a box of chocolates or whatever.
You're going to spend a reasonable
not get in and get out within 15 minutes and good luck, and it's all on the website and download. I'm not used to that.
BYD, I believe, will have open about 12 experience centres across Australia, so there's a couple around. You visited the
Indooroopilly one in Brisbane,
I haven't had a chance to go out to see yet. Is that a shared facility with other?
It's actually in the shopping centre.
Okay.
And it's a section of the shopping centre with a it's like a side mall to the major shopping centre areas, and there's about 7 dealerships in there, of which BYD has just got the one at the end, and then either side of them, and so you walk past Porsche and Land Rover, and there's quite a few in there.
That's a great idea. I'd seen that in the UK a number of years ago, and I think it is a really good idea because it's a one-stop shop where you can go and check out a few different things. The one I had a look at was specifically for EVs, and it was more community-sponsored. So rather than have actual dealers in there, there was all the different varieties of cars. But I think that's a great idea. But given that there's only going to be about 12 of those around Australia, and I just had a quick look this morning doing the comparison against MG, we've got about 80 dealers around Australia. So that is something.
And they've signed up with EGAS, but EGAS is not the biggest dealership around Australia either.
No, and I don't sort of know how that's working either. So was there any suggestion that you talked to EGAS, or was there any...
Well, EGAS came on board and all of a sudden there was a change to the maintenance program and the maintenance charges, because of course EGAS wants their cut. Whereas my car, which is the old Kmart brand, wasn't so zealous in their charging. So we saw an immediate change with EVSE. The guy at the Experience Centre at Indooroopilly, I think, is ex-EVSE, but he was very frustrated because he's coming from an old school approach, I guess.
Yeah.
And here he's got very limited resources and limited number of staff and overwhelming population of consumers wanting his attention and wanting to have a look at the car. It was just phenomenal.
So early in the launch.
Yeah.
So it's not a showstopper though. You do it again, but it's just something that you would prefer that face to face.
Well, I got in the car and I really didn't know what to do.
Yes.
Because the handover took 10 minutes. It was so rushed, and the guy just pointing at screens and moving, then this button does this, blah, blah, blah. See you, bye.
And as a first-time EV owner, that is something...
It's daunting.
And particularly with a new model like this, a new brand launching in Australia, a new model, so you don't have as many people to talk to, etc. So it is probably definitely something that BYD EV Direct could think through a little bit more and maybe build out. And I'm sure they will be looking at that sort of stuff.
It comes with 12 months roadside assistance. But I have no idea who with or how to contact it.
Yeah.
No,
you don't have a phone number?
No.
Oh, wow. At least we have a sticker on the windscreen.
I got nothing.
Phone number.
So I had to contact customer service, and I got a phone number, but I don't have a policy number. So
wow.
I have no idea.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of work to do there still, EV Direct, so
I'm slamming them, I'm sorry, but hey, if you're going to roll out a car...
Well, this is the sort of stuff that obviously anyone watching that's considering the BYD, these are the sorts of questions to maybe email through or ask before you pick your car up, so that you might have, those...
I opened the glove box looking for the maintenance manual to figure out all the buttons. Nothing in there.
So it's an online one, you download it yourself?
You got to download it yourself,
yeah.
240 page, A4 pages here.
But that's interesting. I've had a comment where somebody had a laugh at our ZS EV, which had a printed one, and they said, oh, that's so like yesterday, old school, having a printed one. So it really does, it's personal taste.
But if you get stuck somewhere and you get a weird light come up on your dash, you go for the book.
And it'd be great to have the option. So when you picked it up at the dealership or the Experience Centre, if they said, would you like a hard copy book? Yes or no, you've got the choice, and they could have a tile there.
Yeah. So I'm going to print mine, and I'm going to put it in the glove box. It's got a decent sized glove box. It'll fit.
Yeah.
It'll fit. I'm going to print it and put it in there because, you just never know when a weird light comes up and you don't know what it is.
Yes, and
what to do.
And you want to be able to quickly just refer to it, not fumble around, get your phone out and all that sort of stuff. So on that note, with the warranties and services, was that a concern? Because that was a concern for a few people, and we've had some people comment that they did cancel their orders over it.
Yeah, and it didn't make much of a change. That pressure was put to bear, a lot of bad press. Loss of customers, but I think more came on than came off. So I think they rode the storm, recognising, and I've just got confidence that this car ran around as a taxi in China for how long? So they should have ironed out most of the problems. Yeah,
that's right. And the BYD viewers may not know, but they've been around for a number of years. They're well over 10 years. They've been in battery technology. They're the world's largest producer of electric vehicles, which is primarily buses and machinery and that sort of stuff. So they do know their stuff. So let's talk a little bit about the differences, I guess, between the BYD Atto 3 and the new second generation MG ZS EV, because there are some key differences. And even though the pricing is similar, so for the standard range BYD, the drive-away price here in Queensland is around $46,000. And the extended range, which yours is just over $49,000 drive-away. And the way you order those is you order them online and you pay your $1,000 deposit. And I believe the waiting now is about February, March next year. So there is a bit of a wait.
It moved, date moves.
Yeah, that's right. So you need to be a bit flexible on that. Comparing that to the MG, the new generation, second generation that's coming into Australia, I believe they are now flowing into dealers, so you can actually buy them, but they've only bought in the smaller battery version, so it's around 50 kilowatts, so it's larger than the previous gen that I've got, the 44 kilowatt. So only one battery size, but two different specs, I guess, in comfort and range. So the Excite's about 45,000, so that's the lower spec model, and the Essence is 49,000. So I guess what we're looking for, the higher spec MG with a smaller 50 kilowatt hour battery, comparing to yours, which is 64 kilowatt hour battery, and reasonably high spec.
High spec, yeah. Doesn't have as many specs as the Polestar, but I'm not using them all either. Yeah, but a $20,000 difference, $30,000 difference in price. So
that's right. So the BYD, this one's built on a dedicated EV platform, isn't it?
Yep.
So they've been able to design it from the ground up, whereas yes, the ZS is still built on a petrol version. We've got the Blade battery technology.
Yep. That was a major thing for me.
LFP, so that was a big
major thing. Yeah.
And a lot of people I talk to with the BYD, they really like that Blade battery technology.
And the safety aspect.
The nail punch through it. So that is a big consideration.
And also,
for people.
Originally, there's 1 million hours? 1 million kilometres?
Yeah.
Okay, the warranty doesn't go for that, but over 1 million kilometres, you lost 20% capacity.
Yeah. It still gives you confidence, doesn't it? That, that is something that's concerning people. What happens if I have to replace the battery? Well, generally all these cars have 5 to 8 year battery warranties, and we're not getting any indication that anyone's having problems with batteries, and these are in vehicles that are being used for Ubers and taxis and really getting caned. So it's got a heat pump as well, so that's a bit more efficient than the old heater.
Is it?
Sort of warmer heater thing, apparently. Have you tested it out?
I don't know. I'm an accountant. I don't know. What's a heat pump?
Well, they tell us. A heat pump, if you don't know what it is, it works a bit like your fridge or your air conditioner. So they're more efficient. So for the amount of energy that goes into them, they produce multiples more of heating or cooling rather than an electric element, for instance, heating up. So
it cools quickly.
It cools quickly?
Yeah.
Have you tried it on heating?
No, not yet.
I've had a few people say that it's a little bit slow on the heating side, and that's understandable being a heat pump, and you also do need to turn it up a little bit more. Whereas the MG have, and it just escapes me at the moment, but similar to like a ceramic element type thing, and they heat up very quick, but they also aren't as efficient. So you're trading off efficiency. We got
heated seats, but we don't have cooling seats, even though there's an option in the menu to turn on your cooling seats. They don't cool.
So that's something we haven't talked about. So again, another benefit of this car is over-the-air updates.
Yeah.
So famous in Teslas, everyone's always skiting about their latest update. They jump into their car and it's updated overnight.
We've had 3 this week.
So you've had 3? And
3 this week.
Owned the car a week.
Yeah.
So
3 in 48 hours, actually.
Do you see that valuable? Was that a consideration, or just it was one of those things that
I figured it was just a new car, and it didn't have all the specs that, for example, they had in New Zealand.
Yep.
Or certainly overseas. So all they were doing was Australianising them, and we would eventually get them, and we got them quickly. Yeah.
Look, from a practicality perspective, it's not something that I would say is a showstopper, but as over the next couple of years, if you are thinking of a car, I would definitely be putting that on your consideration list, because over-the-air updates are so much more convenient than having to take your car into a dealer, have it plugged in to get an update. It's the same with recalls. There's often there'll be something that needs to be tweaked. Tesla have had a few regards brakes and different things, and they can just do it over the air. So what we might do, we'll let the kids open the doors and we'll show you guys a little bit inside, and we'll get some of their thoughts on it, because it is a bigger vehicle than the ZS. I believe it's about 80 litres bigger in the boot space with the seats up. And you say it feels a little bit heavier when you're driving.
It's heavier, yeah. Well, it's heavier than what I'm used to, I guess.
Okay, let's go and check out inside and see what these guys think.
So there's the boot. So I bought these mats to go in.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing standard here. You can't just go into Kmart or go into Supercheap or anything and buy anything, so you've got to go online and buy everything. And you can buy some protectors also to go over your gate here and what have you. The little side pockets.
Nice and handy.
Yeah. They're quite deep, actually. They're quite deep.
Yep,
they go down
into the guards.
Quite a ways, yeah. And then, of course, you can lift the floor and you go underneath.
And is the floor, is there a couple of different heights you can put on the floor? Or that?
No, that's it. There's only the one height. You can see the level here.
Yep.
And so you can see I've just got some cables in there.
I think, Mel, you would be able to pull that out and slip it under if you didn't have that, and that would allow it to go lower.
Yeah,
it's similar to the.
I think so too.
You've got all your storage.
Well, that's got nothing in it. It's empty.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no spare, of course. You've got there's your repair kit, which will wreck your tyre. So the ring RACQ. Yeah. You've got you can plug in and put your kettle or your microwave in there as well.
So yeah, we didn't mention that. So that's your vehicle to load.
Load,
so
yeah,
can,
and that's supplied with.
Plug that in
with the vehicle.
With the car, so it's not an extra, which is great.
And then
the MG, that's an extra.
And then you've got your snail.
That's a granny charger.
That's a little granny charger there that comes free, and then this is the one that I use.
Your Type 2 to Type 2.
Yep.
So all that came with the car, did it?
This didn't, no, but everything else did.
Right.
That came with the car.
Yep, so that's some good inclusions. Your granny charger there, and also your vehicle to load.
But Greg, if you pull that out, could you fit a little spare in there?
I think you can. In the ZS you can, so that comes similar to that.
Yeah, have a look at that.
The same one comes out.
Yeah.
And they put a space saver.
So you could pull it out, and I think you could put a space saver.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a long trip or a country trip.
And a lot of people in Australia have told me with the ZS they've done
you'd want to do that, I think.
They've got a space saver spare wheel.
Yeah.
But all the fit and finish looks good. These buttons, that all looks good quality, all sealed well.
Yep.
Around. You've got your little rear camera there.
You can adjust the height of an opening, so if you're in a tighter area, inside you can adjust the height. So this is up at 100%.
So if your carport ceiling was a bit higher, you can adjust
it to 90 or 80 or 70% lift height.
That's a good
adjustment.
Yeah. Well,
do you want to get in?
On the branding there.
Yeah.
You had a bit of an issue with the.
I wondered why. I've seen on a few sites where people are actually removing the build your dreams, because I think, oh, that's very nice, but I recognise even after a week all the letters here were completely filling up with road dirt and dust and muck, and it's quite hard to get in there. You wouldn't want to leave it for 3 or 4 weeks where it kind of bakes on in the Queensland sun and then try and get it out, because if you feel it's quite sharp.
Yeah, and me being overly practical, that's exactly the sort of stuff that, would annoy the hell out of me. If that
so it looks lovely while it's a week old.
That's correct, yeah.
But I can see why people remove it and just leave the other.
Sitting in the showroom, it does look great, but they are just stuck on with the adhesive tapes.
You've got another badge again, then you've got another badge here, but the lip of the bonnet goes over rather than.
So yeah, it might be hard to see there, guys, but you can put your
fingers right up under there. So it's okay if you're going to lift it for lifting the hood.
Perfect for that.
But once again,
bugs and grime and even little rocks and stuff.
Well, what if you're in one of our Queensland thunderstorms?
And we don't have many of them.
You don't. And you drive in there. All you've got is the seal there, preventing a lot of water from going. Okay, well, there's not much in the engine bay anyway. But all you've got is a little seal under there, preventing that from happening.
It's a manual lift.
There's a little lever in there that you pull twice.
And then the little manual arm.
There's no hydraulics or
no
gas struts, nothing. No, it's just a manual lift. It's quite heavy too.
Yeah, and look, that's it.
And that's what you notice about the car. The doors are heavy.
Yeah, so well made, heavy. No
storage, but you can see where it could go.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people doing DIY stuff in this space because it's such a wasted opportunity, even just for all those cables we looked at in the boot.
Yeah. That's the battery.
Yeah, that's a 12-volt car battery. So as we mentioned before, every EV has a 12-volt car battery to fire everything up and run all your accessories. But it is a nice compact. I think it's actually looks a little bit neater than the MG, and I hope everyone can see that down in there. As we mentioned, our lights.
I guess that's a filter.
I think that'll be your fuse box.
Oh, fuses.
You pop that off, you'll have fuses and relays in there.
No, I'm not popping anything.
But no, look, looks nice and compact in there, and I think a little bit neater than the MG. And again, that comes down to the fact that this car is built to be an EV from the ground up. It hasn't had to fit in around where a petrol engine was sitting in an engine bay. So yeah, all in all, very neat under the bonnet, but just, yeah, disappointing they didn't have that storage. Show us the inside door.
Okay. I found the interior was really cool. It reminded me of like a space kind of thing when I hopped in first.
You like the interior?
Yes, I find it's very interesting, and the seat is very sleek and the design is very comfortable.
Well, you show us around. So the seat's really good, fits really well.
Also, I love the automatic moving of the chair where you don't have to pull it and then while going down a hill.
You going to play smoke on the water?
You mean electric, so it's electric, you press the button.
You going to play smoke on the water on there?
No way.
You can.
Yeah, you try that, Marley. That's
They're meant to be
it's
played.
a design feature of the car. You play that guitar string on the door there. Now that's pretty cool, isn't it? I haven't seen another car with that.
dun, 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 dun.
So, as I mentioned, I think in our previous video, the kids sitting in the back seat, you're either going to love that or hate that, depending on a long road trip. But certainly, certainly entertaining.
But yeah, I just find the design is very nice.
You like the screen, the different sort of air vents here.
The air vents, I had to kind of figure out how to work. I was like, wait, what's going on here? How do you move it? So the aircon is actually very nice. I do like it, how cold it is, and how it gets
So the aircon
warm
works
too.
good?
Yes, the aircon works very nicely.
Okay.
The door handle, I got in and I'm like, where's the door handle? I didn't realize that this was the door handle until I pulled it. I'm like, oh, it's the door. So that's the door handle.
It's very different, isn't it?
It's very different. Yeah, you pull it and it opens.
But it's very natural.
It is.
At first glance, it looks like it's not a door handle, but it's very natural when you put your hand on it.
Do you like this to hold on to? A big door handle to pull shut?
Yeah, I do like how you can hold on to it because I don't think it will be very good for the door handle to pull it after many times. So yeah.
It's a heavy door.
It is.
Yeah. They seal well.
Yeah, it's a heavy door.
Nice feel to it.
Ooh, another thing that I really like is the automatic window things.
Yeah.
You press it once and it goes all the way down.
Yep, single touch.
Yeah.
Single
up and
touch.
down.
In my car at my home, it only happens on the driver's side in the driver window clip thingy. The spring's broken in it, so there's no automatic windows. And I find that it was very nice, and every window it does that.
Yeah, it's not only the driver has the fun.
I also like the
Sunroof.
sunroof.
Yeah.
That's the word. How it goes all the way back. Because only in the Pathfinder it's only in the front.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So full length sunroof.
Yeah.
And it's got a curtain, so we're about to come into summer. So in summer, it really
Really
cooks your head if you don't have a curtain, but you've got the curtain to put over it.
It's really nice.
I tinted it too. I tinted the glass on the sunroof.
Yep.
Because I figured it's going to get
That
pretty
was
hot.
at the tint shop?
The dealership organised it for me as an add-on to your purchase price. You can get your ceramic coating on your paint, and you can also get all your windows and your sunroof tinted.
There's also multiple spots here to put chargers in or to link up to the car, I think. And there's plenty of space to put bits and bobs and whatever you need to put there. So I think we are all used to having a sunglasses holder up the top here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's down here or here.
So it doesn't have one up there?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, wow. So there's probably got some radar gear or cameras up there, so they've taken it out. But yeah, that's a bit of a...
And where my sunglasses are sitting is the wireless phone charger.
Yeah.
And you've got the heated seats as well. Have you tried those out? In winter time, they work really well. They're like instantly hot. And
we couldn't find the button for it.
who always has a bit of a joke, turns the heated seats on Dad? Inadvertently, when you're driving along, all of a sudden you start to get a hot backside and somebody's turned the seat on. So let's check out the back.
You see what's different? What's different? You've got the guitar strings again.
So yeah, jump in, have a sit in.
You play them in the middle.
Or careful not to.
No, you're right. You can play a chord.
That's different, isn't it? And what do you think about the space in there? Do you want to sit in there and see? Is there a fair bit of space?
Yeah, there's a fair bit of space in here.
Fair bit of space. How does it feel? Does it feel nice and comfy, quiet? Yeah. And look, it's even got lights in the top. We had to do a DIY and put lights in ourselves, which we've got a video on that shortly. But the BYD's got them in, so that's really great.
Yeah, that's a bit of protection I bought to put in as aftermarket to stop people kicking and using foot scuffs. I bought that a little bit of protection there, but it's, I don't know, the sizing isn't right for it. So I've left it there. In the little caddy hole there, there's still storage you can access, and there's all the plug-in for the USB, so you can still access everything, but yeah, I'll probably rip it off.
And you've got the armrest there, Marley, so the armrest comes down in the centre.
Yep.
That's it. You've got cup holders, so you can put your cup holders in there. And your child seats would easily fit in there, wouldn't we? So just looking at that seat, I reckon we could comfortably fit, obviously, 2 child seats and still have the use of that armrest there. We mentioned that in the other one, the headrests aren't adjustable.
No, they're fixed.
And they are actually very concave, deep seats, which look beautifully comfortable, particularly with that high-speed rally driving.
If you're short and your head comes here, it's a real problem.
Yeah.
Because that's sitting at the back of the head and pushing your head forward.
Yeah, yep.
So that's why she has that little cushion there.
Okay, guys, so wrapping up, what are your overall thoughts?
I really like the car. I can't wait to drive Grandad.
So you haven't driven it yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, but it's on the card. So you're looking for a nice, quiet shopping centre car park?
Yes. Or just down the street and then back up again.
Well, we might have to catch up for another video once you've had a drive and get thoughts.
Yep. Come on back and be like...
Saying nothing, the police might be watching.
And what do you think, Marley? Not a bad looking car?
No.
No, good?
Yeah.
Okay, you like those air vents?
Yeah.
That is a big benefit. Again, comparing with the ZS EV, our car doesn't have air vents in the back, so we do need to turn the heating and the cooling up a lot more to get ventilation in the back for the kids.
The other thing too, Greg, everyone's got a handrest up here except the driver.
Yes, okay, so the driver just hangs onto the steering wheel.
That's right.
But everyone else has their grab rail, which is great.
There are also plenty of pockets in the seat in front, so if you have like kids on a really long road trip or just a road trip, there's plenty of pockets for them to put the pencils, books, colouring in pages. It can even fit a laptop or iPad.
Yeah.
So I find that is very useful because lots of space here, but not really for little things because they can fall out just in the bottom here. There is a bit of lip though, but yeah.
But lots of storage space, so you can take all your stuff with you, which is great. So I do get the feeling they are a little bit larger inside than the ZS, and I've just noticed there we've got adjustable height seat belts as well. So that's
these adjustable too. The headrests in the back are adjustable.
In the rear are adjustable.
Adjustable, yeah.
Well, that's it for the BYD Atto 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed that look around another one out in the wild. And while we're here, we're just going to have a look at Mel's install of his home EV charger, or EVSE as they're rightly called. So you've got an Ocular, Mel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what size is it? 7?
Well,
11?
it's a 7, but they didn't supply me with 7, they supplied me with a 32.
Wow.
Because that's all they had in stock.
Okay.
And they supplied me also with a tethered. It was supposed to be untethered.
Right.
So I got two for the price of one.
Okay. So yeah, sometimes that happens, but as long as it's an upgrade and not a downgrade.
Yeah.
So it's 7 kilowatt, 32 amps. So you're on single phase.
Single phase.
Single phase. Yep. And obviously you've only had the car a week, so I'm assuming you've charged it a few times. Once.
Yep.
All worked well.
Yeah. And I can set up my car to charge at a particular time, so I just plug it all in, and then the car will communicate to the charger when it's going to charge. So it charges, for example, 11 p.m. at night.
Yep.
After my hot water system's done its thing. I don't charge it through the day because solar panels are doing their thing. I could charge it through the day using my solar panels, but I choose to use the night rate tariff.
Yeah, and that really comes down to your use case and the tariffs you're on. So for me, I charge through the day on solar because I get pretty much nothing for what I feed into the grid. But if you're on one of those,
I get 50 cents.
40, 50 cent tariffs, which unfortunately are starting to run out soon. How long have you got?
I got forever.
Oh wow, okay, so you're never going to charge
No.
But for most
I sell as much as I can back.
Yeah, that makes sense. But most people, they are starting to come off. So it then will make sense to charge through the day.
Through the day. Yep.
But that setting of timers, is that through the charger, the app, or the car?
Through there.
Okay.
Through the car itself.
All that's in the
it's
car?
set up through the car. So you just come in, you plug it in, you turn it on.
Yep.
And it because it's already set up, that's what it'll do.
Set and forget. So yeah, look, charging is another thing that people are a little bit apprehensive about with electric cars, but it is really more simpler than going to a petrol station because it's so much more convenient. As Mel said, you just plug it in and you set it, program it for whatever you want to do, and you just leave it. And so while you're asleep or doing something else, it's charging. So
this little contraption, because of where it's situated, this is where my gutter overflows in a big storm.
Not a best spot.
In a good storm, so I put this little covering here because even though it's weatherproof, I don't think it's meant to be flood-proof.
No, that's right. Splash-proof maybe, not.
So that's why this little cover here is to stop the overflow going into it.
And look, it is a consideration. So as I mentioned, we've got a video coming up shortly with a unique product from Fronius, which is a portable home smart charger. So you can have it bolted to the wall and also take it away. But as you can see, the car comes in, the Atto comes in, you've got the charge port in the front driver's guard, so nice and close to your charger. So literally, you plug it in and away you go. Well, look, Mel, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate the offer for catching up. And look, this is what my viewers appreciate, is chatting to people, real world scenarios, telling it how it is. There's always good and bad points. So the more people like yourself that are happy to have a chat, that really helps the channel, helps everyone also out there in the transition to EVs, because in the next couple of years there's going to be a tsunami of people transferring across to EVs. So really appreciate it.
And I hope we've got the power grid to cope with it too.
That's right, yeah, the guys will just need to be working on that in the background.
Thank you.
So if you have been watching, thanks very much. Really appreciate your support. If you're not a subscriber, please click that subscribe button. It really does help us out. As I mentioned, we've got a couple of other exciting videos coming up shortly, so also click that bell icon so you get notified of those when they hit the airwaves. And that's it. Stay safe, look after your friends, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.